Hi, my name is Paul Röder. I'm the founder of Design Driven Ventures, a business design company based in Nairobi, Kenya. And with this video, I want to start looking into interesting innovations in the African tech ecosystem. There's a lot going on, and for this one, particularly, we want to talk about how informal supply chains of retailers, like small shops, are being disrupted at the moment by startups like TradeDepot in Nigeria and Sokowatch in East Africa. What these companies do is they connect small shop owners, like the small shops, mini shops of about maybe 5 square meters of space, with manufacturers, local manufacturers in Africa, as well as the big players like Unilever, Danone, Coca-Cola, Nestle, and so on, with these small shops, and allow the small shops to place orders using their phones, using USSD codes, even using phone calls. And the way they started is they first onboarded the big manufacturers onto the platform, and then they used sales agents who walked from shop to shop and vetted their small shops, and then gave them access to the platform from where they can place their orders. And this system is really interesting because it gives the small shops access to more affordable stock for their shops. And the way they do it is by having data on how likely a shop in this area, or even this particular shop, will sell a certain product over a given period of time. The platform can give a loan to the small shop that allows the shop to be able to buy a higher quantity of goods at once. And by buying a higher quantity of goods at once, so let's say instead of buying 3 times a week, buying 1 time a week, the small shop can get a more affordable rate because the logistic costs are reduced, and so the cost for shipping more frequently does not have to be priced into the goods. For the manufacturers, it's also interesting because when working with traditional distributors or middlemen in a local market, they have to rely on the data that is being given to them, and data that was captured maybe on a paper basis. So for example, when let's say 1,000 cartons of detergent has left a warehouse somewhere in Nairobi, then the manufacturer had to rely on assuming that the detergent actually is being sold to the final consumer in a certain area or in a given time, without knowing what's actually going on at the retail level, right? So I think it's a really interesting data level that is being created on top of these informal sectors. Because the platforms go around and vet these small businesses and onboard them on the platform, also other companies are interested in the business data, right? So that's why they, for example, in Nigeria partner with Google to onboard the small shops as a Google My Business. So knowing, okay, this is a verified business because it's actually an active trader on TradeDepot. Another platform is called Sokowatch. They are mostly in the East African market. It was funded with about $18.6 million US, and their clients also include companies like Unilever, Procter Gamble. And they have also a really strong narrative around the microfinance component, because traditionally the small traders and shop owners were only able to buy new stock with the cash they had on hand, right? So only by selling all the stock, they were able to buy new stock. When you compare this to a big supermarket who have completely different working capital capabilities and cash flow management systems in place, those bigger shops are able to buy products in a high volume and hence get a way better rate for their products, right? And then they can sell it over time and finance these bigger purchases out of their cash flow from other shops, or even get a loan to buy it, right? But these small shops obviously were traditionally not able to do that. So that's why I think it's a really big innovation and democratizes the abilities that small traders and shop owners have, which I think is a really powerful case given it's enabled through technology and data. On the other hand, of course, by vertically integrating these manufacturers along the supply chain and by cutting out distributors and local players, the power that the manufacturers get is really strong, considering that most likely one of these companies will acquire these platforms at some point, because they're all looking for their exits, right? So I think these technologies will put these companies in an even stronger position, and I'm most likely they will also to some extent enforce this power on the end consumer in the future, right? So there's also another side of the coin to it, but generally it's a really interesting innovation, and we will be really excited to see what's going on in this sector in the future. If you like this video, then I would be really happy if you subscribed. I put the video sources in the section below. You can look up the websites of the companies and learn more about them. Also, we have some really interesting topics prepared for the next videos. So I would be really happy if you subscribe to it, and check out the website designdriven.ventures, or send me an email at paul@designdrivenventures. Would be really happy to connect if you have any questions regarding these topics. And with that being said, thank you and see you soon.